don't seem to realize that it's not what you think, it's what you feel. Deserve level, self-esteem is a feeling, it's not a thought. I mean, how many times have you said, you know, I have very strong thoughts for you, or would you say I have very strong feelings for you? It's all about feelings. Life is a feeling experience. If anybody here saw that DVD, The Secret, they heard what's his name, Michael Beckwith say, it's a feeling experience. And he's right, it's a feeling experience. Everything is feeling, it's not thought. And there's anybody who wants to give me their email, some of you have received it already. I will send you a video that came to me by the little grandmother, and it's 24 minutes long. And it moved me to tears. She was in tears while she was talking about planet Earth. But you see, what that told me was it's feeling. Everything is feeling. And if you feel you deserve a good relationship, if you feel you deserve a lot of money, if you feel you deserve excellent health, if you feel, you're going to receive. That's the whole ticket, is a feeling. Do you think you'd ever find Donald Trump's kids working in Burger King or McDonald's? I doubt it. Why? It has nothing to do with how much money Donald has. It has nothing to do with anything but the way they think and the way they feel. And I told this friend of mine up in Connecticut who was coming down today, but her car went south on her. And she's a Mary Kay director. And I said, Paula, I said, tell your unit. I said, when they get a thought, hold on to that thought for a day or two. I said, then jump up and down. She said, why jump up and down? I said, because then the thought becomes a feeling. I said, and then after they're there, to jump up and down some more. She said, why? I said, because then it goes to your feet and you take action. That's the whole thing. You've got to take action on your thoughts. Let's talk about success. I was at a party many years ago, and there was a man standing there raving and ranting about how much he hated his job. He said, I hate my job. He said, I can't stand it. He said, the only day of the week I have that's good is Friday afternoon and Saturday. And so I heard this, and that piqued my curiosity, so I went up to him and I said, why Friday afternoon and Saturday? He said, Friday afternoon I'm getting out of work for the weekend. He said, Saturday I have off. I said, what about Sundays? He said, I start to go south again because Monday's coming up. I said, well, why don't you leave it? He said, I earn $100,000 a year. I said, how much longer do you have before you retire? He said, 10 years. I said, 10 years? He's not going to make it. He's not going to make 10 years. Damn fool. Then I'm going out to Long Island to do a seminar for Mary Kay Cosmetics, and I go through this toll booth, and there's a little kid sitting there with corn braids in his hair, listening to his music, taking tolls. And I said, do you enjoy your job? He said, I love my job. I said, how much do you win? He said, 35. I said, 35,000? He said, yeah. He said, 35,000. He said, I sit here in my office. He said, I got windows all around. I'm listening to my music, and I'm taking people's money. He said, I love it. Now tell me, who was more successful? Him or the guy that was moaning and groaning about 100,000? See, success is an experience. It's not how much you have. Success is realization of a worthy goal as you're moving toward it. That's what success is. But so many people think, well, he's successful. I mean, there's a guy dying of ulcers, you know, with a fat bank account, but he can't do anything with it because he's half dead. And then you got the spiritual people that are really spiritual and really, you know, into everything, but they're broke. There's a balance. There's a balance of everything. But the balance comes from the way you feel, not from the way you think, although thought is part of it. See, you can think a lot of things, but if you don't feel like you can say, I think I deserve a brand new Mercedes 600, which is a nice thought. But if you don't feel it, you're not going to get it. And if you do feel it, you have a much better chance of getting it because life is a feeling experience. Look at a newborn baby. Take a newborn baby and hold the baby like this. And you go, and the arms and legs go shooting out. Okay? And then you go like this, ah! And the arms and legs go shooting out. It's feeling. And also, those are the only two fears that we're born with. We are born with two fears and only two fears: loud noise and falling. We are born with nothing else. We are not born afraid of snakes. You hold a newborn baby and you say, there's a snake down there. You think the baby cares? If you turn the baby on its stomach and looks down and sees a snake, it'll probably want to go down and play with it. Okay? Babies are not born afraid of snakes. They're not afraid of the dark. I mean, God, they just spent 9 months in the darkest place. How can they be afraid of the dark? Do they have phobias? Absolutely not. They don't have phobias. Okay. Are they afraid to get involved in another person? Of course not. Babies run around naked. I mean, babies aren't afraid of anything. And people will look at the baby and they'll say, oh my God, look at that, a miracle. That's a miracle. But is that baby any more of a miracle than any one of us? We just got bigger, that's all. We just got bigger. People had, what a miracle. How many times have you heard somebody say, look at that miracle walking down the street? I've never heard it. See, it's all in the way you feel about yourself. When you begin to realize that you are a miracle, when you begin to realize that you can do anything, when you begin to realize what Oprah did, when you begin to realize that you can overcome anything because you are a human spirit in a body. And spirits are perfect. You are perfect. People will say, well, you're not perfect. You got this. Everybody's perfect. The only imperfection, in any human being is their thoughts. Okay, that's the only imperfection. And what it leads to. I don't know if anybody here has ever heard of Zig Ziglar, who's a very famous speaker. Okay, now Zig gets about $100,000 for an hour talk. I can't wait till I'm there, but because I'll do 2 hours a week. But anyway, what he said is you're what you are and you're where you are because of what's gone into your mind. That you can change what you are, change where you are by changing what goes into your mind. Now that's very simple because most people set the alarm to wake up. And they set the alarm on an hour and a half hour. What's on the radio during the hour and a half hour? News. And what are you going to wake up? You wake up hearing about how many bodies they found floating in the East River. Okay, you wake up hearing about how many people were dislodged from their homes because of a fire. You wake up hearing about how some guy shot his wife or his wife shot her husband. I mean, you wake up to this. What kind of a day are you supposed to have if you wake up to it? Really, what kind of a day? It's going to suck, let's be honest, it really is. Because you go out of the house feeling down. And the reason you feel down is because of what you put into your mind. It's very simple. And there's a little movie, if any of you have a computer, just when you get up in the morning, walk into the bathroom, which most people do, some run, but most people walk into the bathroom, depending on the urgency. Stop in front of the mirror, look into your own eyes, and say, I love you, 10 times. I couldn't do it. It took me 2 weeks before I could do it 10 times in the morning and 10 times at night. And say it with feeling. Look into your eyes and use your name, I love you. And say it like you really mean it. And after about a week or so, you are going to really mean it. But that'll change the way you feel. And the second thing I recommend doing is turning on your computer and putting in this numbers 212movie.com. Now, I've sent that to some people. And what it does, it comes on with really upbeat, positive music. And then there's a big picture of steam. And then on the steam, the number is 211 come up. And it said at 211 degrees, water is very hot. And then that fades. And then 212 comes in. And it says at 212 degrees, water boils. And boiling water causes steam. And steam can propel a locomotive. 1 degree makes the difference. 1 degree. And that's powerful. To me, that's powerful. If you tell yourself you love yourself and then you watch that, you're all set to go out the door and kick some butt. I'm serious. No matter what it is that you do, you're all set to go out and do it. But if you're just going to get up and listen to how many people died in the fire in Brooklyn, Philadelphia, or right next door, I mean, you know, you're not going to have a great day. Everything is in you. If your mind tells you can, you can. If your mind tells you you deserve something, you deserve something. If your mind creates the feeling. So first you have to get the thoughts. Now everything I'm talking to you now is not a feeling, it's a thought. But if you go over this and over this and over this, it'll become a feeling. And when it becomes a feeling, it becomes real. And when it becomes real, then you automatically do it. Each and every one of you has a song playing inside of you. Each and every one of you. There are no exceptions. And before you go to the next experience, it's like Joanne said, don't take your dreams to heaven. Share that song with other people. Let it out, because that's what you came here for. We didn't just show up here, we came here for a reason. And as soon as you find that reason, jump on it. And it's not to make 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 a year, although that helps. Okay, it's to be happy with your life and look forward to getting up in it. Thank you very much.